Hey fellow farmers, this is Bunto, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do Giants B10 on auto with a fully farmable team. Okay, so here's my team, and also you'll notice also at the bottom of the screen here, you'll see that there's a countdown. I want you to leave in the comments below what you think the countdown is for. I forgot to mention it last video, but it has nothing to do with Summoner's War. It has something to do with something else entirely different. Now, if you're into what this thing is, you'll know exactly what the countdown is for. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. So back to the Giants team. So first, we'll just take a look at what the Giants do. Okay, so this video is for people that can't do Giants B10 yet and they want to do it. So really, you gotta understand what the Giant does and what you can do in order to survive and beat him, right? So pretty much he has two AoE attacks. One attack has a chance to stun you, and the other attack slows down your speed, right? So they're both AoE. So pretty much you just want to bring enough HP to survive those hits. And also he also has a passive that every time you hit him 7 times, on the 7th turn he'll attack that monster that attacked him for the 7th time. Okay, so you're gonna want to build your monsters tanky enough to survive that, and also his towers too gives him attack buff, and the other tower gives you a defense break, defense debuff. So essentially, it'll make him hit really hard, and this is probably where most people have problems with, being able to survive his AoE attacks, and also at the same time when you're attacking him. Him hitting you your one single monster for a lot of damage because of the attack buff and also the defense break that he has on you, right? So with this team, it's really good for beginners because it's farmable, right? You have Veromos, he's fusible. Darion, Bella, you can farm on Saturdays for the light dungeons. And Bernard, you can find him in Tamor Desert, and Shannon is a 2-star monster, so you can get her from the shop or from unknown scrolls. Okay, so I'll just go over it really quickly, what's their role and what they do, and also their runes as well. Okay, so these are his stats. All of my monsters stats are really bad because I put really bad runes on them, just for the purpose of this video, except for Bella, because I still use Bella. The other guys, I don't really use them too much. But anyways, so Veromos is going to be your main damage dealer. Why? It's because you're not going to be able to build a lot of attack and also a lot of tankiness at the same time for your level to be able to survive giants, right? So how he's going to be your main attacker is because of dots. Okay, so when you're doing giants, try to give all the Devrimons to your Veromos, so his dots has a higher chance of landing, right? So when he attacks, has a 50% chance to land dots for 2 turns, right? So pretty much that does 10% damage. So every time you're doing 10% damage over 2 turns, which is really nice. Plus whatever damage he dishes out, which is very minimum. It's not much, right? And his second skill is Super Crush. Has a chance to stun the enemy. This is really good for CCing the trash mobs on your way to the giant. This really helps with survivability, right? So you don't die. Okay, and his third skill is a passive, which removes 1 debuff on all monsters every time he gets a turn. Doesn't include stuns, freeze, or sleep, but it removes everything else. So this is going to be really good, really crucial for removing the defense break that the tower puts on you, and then it'll just make it so that you take a lot less damage. Okay. Oops. Also, how you want to rune him is if you don't have the Swift rune, you're just starting out, you can use energy, but if you can have Swift, the faster he is, just the better, because he can cleanse, and then just you have a less time on defense break, so less chance of the giants hitting you while you're on defense break. So I built him Swift Blade. Ideally, you want Swift Energy, but just for the sake of putting something on him, he had nothing on him, so I just put this on him on Spirit Runes. Okay, so he's on speed, HP. Everybody is on speed, HP almost. That you're gonna notice. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you the runes. Just feel free to pause whenever you want to have a closer look. So yeah, I have a +6 rune here. Like, these runes are not like the best runes, so you know, it'll be closer to what you guys have, and you know, you don't have to have the best runes to do this. That's what I'm saying. Giants isn't too difficult if you have the right team, and then later on you can just overpower him. Like, really, like if you have good runes and good monsters, you can just overpower him. But for now, you know, you just need the right team. Okay, so Darion is also very good for this. He defense break for 2 turns, and he also breaks attack for 2 turns, and also his passive is really nice. It reduces damage taken by 15% for all ally monsters. So you know, that 15% is actually really good for like the entirety of giants, right? For the trash mobs and also on the giants themselves, because reducing 15% is a lot of damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't apply to himself, but it applies to everyone else on his on the team, which is really good. Okay, so I have him on Violent Shield. Again, you know, you're probably gonna have him on like All Energy or something. For Darion, actually, All Energy is actually pretty good because his first skill scales off of HP. So the more HP he has, the more damage he'll do. Okay, so of course I put him on HP, and you know, he just has a lot of HP like that. So here are his runes. So just feel free to pause again to have a closer look. See, another +6 rune. Like, these runes aren't too good. The only one that has really good runes is my Bella, because I still use Bella in my raids. I did use my Darion, but you know, he wasn't performing, so I switched it out for Bella. Okay, so Bella also does a 2-turn defense break, which is, you know, very nice. You do more damage on the boss, and also Seize. Attacks the enemy and removes all beneficial effects on the target. So remember how I said the tower buffs the giant's attack? Well, this will remove it. Okay, and again, you know, that'll just reduce the damage that you take. So all you really want to do in this is, you know, try to reduce all the damage you can reduce, and also make your guys as tanky as possible, and just have Veromos dot him down, because you're not going to be able to, you know, build guys to attack, right? Like I said. Okay, and also his 3rd skill is really good too. Increases your attack bar by 30%, and also heals for 30%, which is, you know, really good, right? You only need 1 healer for this with Bella, anyways. Oh, runes, yes. So yeah, for Bella, you're probably gonna want to go with like Swift Energy or All Energy, and you're gonna want to put for slots 2, 4, and 6. Speed, HP. Now, I use him for raids, right? So he's on defense, HP, defense. But I'll just show you his runes anyways. Her runes anyways. Okay, just really quickly. Again, pause if you want to have a closer look. Okay, so yeah. So next up is Bernard, and Bernard has a really well, actually they all have a really important role, but Bernard's main role is really his attack speed buff. So Tailwind increases the attack bar by 30% of all allies, and also increase attack speed for 2 turns. So this will just make it so that all of your guys get more turns in, so they'll do more damage, and also the heal more, and also cleanse more with Veromos cleansing more. So you know, that's really important to have your Veromos fast enough so then he can cleanse the defense break on your monsters, so they don't take too much damage. Because if the giant has attack buff on him and you have defense break on you and he hits you, you're most likely dead, like your entire team. Right? So you know, his first skill is just whatever. He doesn't do much damage anyways, but this one's also very good. Body Slam attacks the enemy and weakens their attack power, and also defense. So it's also really nice. So you have pretty much 3 defense break and 2 attack break on your team right now. So it's really good. Okay? And oh yeah. So for Bernard, you want to put Swift on him. Like I said, if yeah, you're gonna start to do b10. So I'm assuming from B1 to 9, you accumulated some Swift runes, and you're gonna want to put your best Swift runes on Bernard to make him as fast as you can. Here, I only have him at 221, which is very slow at my point of the game. Usually, I'm facing Bernards that have like 270 plus speed. But for the sake of where you guys are, if you can get him close to 200, that's already pretty good. Okay, so yeah, I have him on Swift Energy, which is the best build for him at this stage for Giants. Okay, and he's on Speed, HP. So again, just pause whenever. Okay, and Shannon is really important. All of her skills, they all do something, and they all do something very useful. Her first skill is Spirit Ball attacks and has a 50% chance to land a glancing hit for 2 turns. It puts glancing hit debuff on the boss. So what this essentially does is make him do even less damage. So if you have attack break on the giant and also glancing hit, he'll do even less damage, and that's what you want. Okay. And then her second skill is Decelerate. So pretty much it's an AoE attack that deals a little bit of damage, and also it slows the enemy's speed for 2 turns, right? And this is good for the trash mobs, and also again for the giants, right? The giants will be slower, hitting you less, which is reducing damage, and that's what you really want to do. Okay, and her third skill is also very good. It's a buff. Increase attack power and defense of allies for 3 turns. So for 3 turns. And once fully skilled, the cooldown will be 4 turns. So, you're having attack buff on and defense buff on for like almost all the time almost. Okay, so yeah, for her, you can put on Despair, or you can put on like Despair Energy, or you put on Swift Energy. I just have her as Swift Revenge is because I just threw it on her. I just leftover. I fought her off. I had a Shannon. She was level 5, and I fought her off because I wasn't using her. But I realized I had to make a video about doing giants, right? And I'm like, oh wait, one of my first team had a Shannon in it, so I just made a 4-star Shannon, and even at 4-star, she still does her job. But I still recommend you to bring her to at least 5-star for this. Okay, so she's on Speed, HP, like most of the monsters. Okay, so just again, pause whenever you want to have a closer look at her runes. Okay, and those are her stats. She doesn't have too much HP, but it's okay. Okay, so let's start. So this team is exactly my first Giants B10 team that I was able to do auto on. Actually, this was my first team that I did manual on, and then also once my runes improved, I used this team to auto. Okay, and you don't have to worry about like getting all of your monsters to 6-star. I mean, if they are all 6-star, it does help with the success rate even more. But you don't really need it to start off. Like when I first started off, I had this same exact team, but my only 6-star was my Veromos, and my success rate was still like up in the like 90%, right? So it was still pretty good. And of course, it just kept improving as I did giants more, and got better runes, right? So yeah, don't worry if you can't get all of your monsters to 6-star. Just you can still do it just as long as Veromos is 6-star, because really like you just need him to be able to live in everything. Okay? So yeah, so right. So like right now my Bernard is 5-star and my Shannon is 4-star. But again, I still suggest that you bring Shannon to at least 5-star. So yeah, don't worry if you can't get Darion or Bella to 6-star. As long as Veromos is 5-star, as long as Veromos is 6-star and everyone else is 5-star, then you're good. Okay. Let's see. So where are we right now? So 3. Yeah. So with this team, I think it takes around 5 minutes. But if this is gonna be your first Giants B10 team, you're not really worrying about speed. You're just worrying about if you can do it, right? And with this team, you should be able to do it. I mean, all the buffs and debuffs that you have on here will do well. It synergizes really well, right? Bernard speeds buff, and then Shannon buffs attack and defense, and then Darion and Bella defense break, and Veromos, he does some damage and he does AoE and he does dots. So the synergy is really nice. So unfortunately, like none of them is really ruined for damage. But like I said, you're just starting out. If you're gonna bring a damage dealer here, chances are, your success rate will not be too high because he will die from being too squishy, right? Because the giant does do a lot of damage. Now, I'm not saying you can't bring any damage dealer here, but just trial and error, right? And I find that like for a Giants first team, like a first Giants B10 team, this is the team to go for. This is what my friends told me when I first started, and this is like the team to start with. Like it's really safe, and it's really slow, but it's really safe, right? And then as you get better runes, then you can tweak your team and see who you want to put in, right? Like for Giants, once you have better runes and better monsters, literally you can just go YOLO and put in like all attackers and it will work. I'll show that after this team, but first just look at this, right? Like you saw the runes that I showed you. My Shannon's only 4-star, and I'm still able to do it, right? Like it's working. Like no one here is ruined for attack, right? But it's still working because the point is to not really worry about attack, but to survive. And pretty much once you get through the trash mob, it'll be a lot not a lot easier, I want to say, but once you get to the boss, it's a little bit more RNG based, okay? Because the boss does counter every 7 turns, and also the attack buff and debuff if you remove it or not, right? So right now, like I have a defense break on, right? And that didn't kill me because Shannon buffed my defense. Now, if she didn't buff my defense, I'm dead, right? So the AI could be stupid sometimes, and sometimes you might miss some stuff, right? Like Bella just sees there and didn't remove the attack buff. So right there I lost. Who did I lose? I lost Darion there, right? But yeah, with this, like I should still be able to do it because if you're looking, if you're seeing there, who's doing the damage here is actually my Veromos, right? He's doing the dots, and you'll see that the dots over time, they do a lot of damage, right? 5% for every dot. So this is how your team is probably going to look like too, right in the beginning. You're going to see a lot of people like, but as long as you can get your Veromos to constantly land dots, like right there, the Giants has like 6 dots on him. He's already dead, right? He's dead. So really, as long as you can get like a lot of dots on him before you die, you'll beat it, right? And you'll probably have better runes than I have on these guys, and also your Shannon won't be 4-star, right? That was a shitty rune. Okay. So yeah, you can see there the time there is 5 minutes and 5 seconds. So usually it does take that long, right? My best time is right now is 1 minute and 20 seconds, and I'll show you right now just for fun, right? So you saw that team there, it worked, right? And that's the star there is pretty much Veromos, and everyone else is supporting him, right? Making him faster, making him having more attack, more defense, which is really helps. So let me just for fun show you my YOLO team. Okay, so Theomars, Mir, Torque, and who else? And Galleon. Okay, so this is my current Giants team that I use, and I find that yeah, it's pretty. It's success rate is I think almost 100%. It feels like very very rarely, but I would say that it's like 98% success rate. But yeah, so pretty much once you get strong enough, okay, and you'll get to this point at some point, you'll have better monsters, and you can just, and better runes, of course, and what you can do is just pretty much overpower the giant, right? You want to kill him before he kills you. That's pretty much it, like, because he doesn't have anything. He does do a lot of damage, but at this point you'll be really fast, and you'll do a lot of damage. Like normally, I'm in C1 to C3, so once you get to this point, you'll have enough good runes and good monsters to be able to do this, and you can just pretty much just go full YOLO and kill everything, and you're gonna be a lot faster than the giants too. So you'll be able to throw in a lot of punches before he does, right? So you'll see here that he's already like 30% down, right? So yeah, so just pretty much like just put on all of your damage dealers or your AoE, like whatever does the fastest to you, right? I'll lose some guys, but in the end, I always kill him because I do more damage. Right? He only hit me. He only had one turn pretty much, but I hit him like 7 times, so he hit me like a few times for that. But okay, nothing. But yeah, so that's it for the Giants team, right? So just remember, you want to build your guys tanky. To do Giants, really, you're concentrating on, again, Veromos doing the dots, because the dots is what's gonna kill him. So you want Veromos to be, fast and tanky, and then your other guys, same thing, right? Most of everybody is speed, HP, except for Darion, because his skill scales off of his HP, so he'll do more damage the more HP he has. So for him, you want to do all HP, right? And then you just want all of the other guys to buff Veromos pretty much, and then survive till the end with all your guys, and all your guys is pretty much just there to support Veromos, keep him alive, so he can just apply all the dots, right? So if you're having like a hard time doing Giants, make some friends and use the reps. If their reps are Veromos, use the reps. Usually they'll have like I guess a pretty decently ruined Veromos, and if you don't have them yet, just bring the other guys, and then you can try it out to see what works. Okay, it's just trial and error. I had this team before, and it didn't work for me, but I had to switch around some runes, and I just kept trying, and eventually I got it to work, and that was my first Giants team. Okay, so hope you guys liked the video. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And until next time, happy farming.